You know, I mean, what about accepting a hadith which does not contradict the Quran? The Quran says first, and then the hadith is an example of the Prophet's behavior. And sometimes you do need it. Because, you know, like, you know, the Quranic lecture is saying that chopping off the hand. But did the Prophet ever do that? In his own lifetime, did he ever do that the things which are written in the Quran? Just through the example of his lifetime.
Let me take two more questions first. Yeah.
Just ask you, what is your point of view, from the point of view of the Quranic movement, about the hadith?
It's the same question.
Is it the same question?
Well, you can answer when you get to answering. Next question. In that case, let's answer those two questions. Yes, question. Right.
It's for Edip. Could you say something about cognitive dissonance, please? I was very intrigued the other day about that.
Okay.
Yes, you can go first.
Again, this question has been asked many times. I have written an article, White Trash, all hadiths, all is emphasized. And also I had YouTube, White Trash, all hadiths. I don't accept one single hadith besides God's hadith, the best hadith, as a source. For several reasons. One, it contradicts the Quran. Isn't God sufficient? The Quran is the guidance, the book enough. And second, practically, basically, it is a slippery slope to the garbage pile of hadith. I will use that because incredible insults to Prophet Muhammad. In the name of Prophet Muhammad, following Prophet, they do the worst insult. When I debated with Robert Spencer, he's the author of many best-selling books against Muhammad and Islam, I had a long symposium with him. And he, and also there are several other Bill Ayer or Watsina, he has a very hate-promoting website. And these guys, the treasure was hadith book to indict and condemn Prophet Muhammad as a sexual maniac, as a torturer, as this, as that. And I took away that, he insisted on that. He made exactly the same argument that Sunnis want. First of all, if you rely on those books, if you start picking and choosing, they will pick and choose and say, well, here you pick and choose, let me pick and choose. This is on the menu. And the problem is, first, theologically. When you say La ilaha illallah, you don't add Muhammad as a partner with God in terms of authority. Inil hukmu illa lillah, very clear. Messenger delivered the message. He was not kind of, God could not explain the Quran. The Quran says God is the explainer Quran. ثُمَّ إِنَّ عَلَيْنَا بَيَانَهُ. And in fact, they besought one verse about Prophet Muhammad delivering the Quran bayana. Instead of delivering, announcing, they say it explain. No, because there is another verse. Basically, they besought so many verses of the Quran, they create a Muhammad which is partnered with God in system. Okay, and I give you two examples, two extreme examples of hadiths, not contradicting the Quran. If you pick hadith, first of all, from that you say, I understand this Quran, here is this hadith from the pile of contradiction, a rotten garbage, and there are some beans that doesn't rotten. You say, this is okay, looks like the beans on this protected thing. Let's have this one too, as it is not enough. Well, this is similar to this. And why? Well, this could be polluted, could have virus, bacteria, you cannot be sure. If the doctor gives you a medicine, says this is disinfected, this will cure you, this is protected. And you get that one, on the way to the doctor you go, a peddler has gallons of water, some of them even green, some of them have some incredible things in it, some even have frog in it, and say, well, you know what, in order to get this one, this is not enough for your cure. You need to mix it with this water, dirty water, which is then classified, different colors, and they are each kind of label. You need to mix it and drink. No, don't mix it. That's enough. And two examples. One is recently there was a news in Turkish newspapers, some Turkish hadiths. They went to pilgrim. They followed hadiths, which they thought doesn't contradict the Quran. Because you are the arbiter. Basically, what ultimately you are doing, whatever your understanding of the Quran, maybe polluted by hadiths and other culture, or your personal desire, or maybe objective, whatever fit there you put there. Therefore, it has no value. It's zero value because it doesn't change. You are not relying on Senate narrator because they are not reliable. You reject some having exactly the same narrator. Therefore, you don't look at the chain of narrator. You look at the method, the text. Well, text, if fits my understanding, is okay. Then you can read, you can accept Chinese proverbs too the same way. That's like Quran plus Chinese proverbs, because some of them fits the Quran. Why don't you say Chinese proverbs? Because that one that fits you may not be really from Prophet Muhammad. It is hearsay. And here it is, based on that, they picked a hadith that in Prophet Muhammad, a group of people came to him that somehow, they said, we are sick, Medina's air is bothering us, we got sick. Prophet Muhammad says, okay, go out of the city, I have my camels, go drink from the urine and milk of the camels. And so later chops them, gouges their eyes with hot nails and stuff. And based on that hadith, the Imam there says, here, there are camels here, and really we got sick in Medina. Well, we have a hadith in Bukhari. And they drank camel's urine. Several of them got hospitalized terribly. They got infection from the camel's urine. It was meals. They almost died. I don't know whether they died. They followed this hadith. Some people may think this is not contradicting to the Quran. The Quran doesn't say don't drink camel urine. The Quran doesn't say don't drink shit either. But Quran wants you to reason, first of all. And second, one hadith, I want you to go to the other side, seems more reasonable than this one. Much more reasonable. Sometimes I challenge the follower hadith. Give me one hadith that I really needed besides the Quran for salvation. One of them came up with this, I don't forget, because fantastic example of how seemingly harmless, nice instruction can be one of the worst instruction. In fact, pinpointing one of the biggest factors in trouble in Muslim world. He came up with this hadith. If you see bad things, evil, bad things doing, change it with your hands. If you cannot do it with your hands, then with your words. If you have weaker faith, then in your mind objective. This is one of the worst methodology of correcting things. Because it tells all the ignorance, all the would-be pharaohs, little pharaohs, to take a stick in their hand to go correct you and me. Because they see it. They will not talk to you. They will not say why you are doing that. And they don't have any chance to learn you from you. They have only chance to beat you. And then, if they are weak, I hope they are weaker, they don't even talk at all. When I went to Iran, I want to finish with that one again. When I went to Iran in 1980, after I heard about 1980, before that, it was summertime, Ramadan time. I went to Iran. I was invited secretly as representative of Turkish youth. I was very active. In just one day, in few hours, I could just collect together 1,000 people in the middle of a crossroads, have a illegal meeting and stuff, protest stuff. And that time, I was that crazy. My brother is legendary Islamist martyr. He's still celebrated in Turkey. And Tayyip Erdogan was my friend. He's but he was not as active as crazy I was. I ended up in prison, and I ended up escaped. He ended up becoming prime minister because he was less active. But I went to Iran. I wanted to import the Islamic revolution, so-called Islamic revolution, because they come up with slogan, istiqlal, azadi, hukumeti islami, istiqlal, independence, azadi, freedom, and so on. We had that aspiration, Ben Sadr and many others, and they were kind of very open-minded people they also supported. But they didn't clarify the epistemology. They had Quran, they didn't say hadith, no, they said some good hadiths. Well, ultimately, who will win? Those who say, well, what about other hadiths, about other hadiths, about other hadiths. And the mullahs took over. I went there for One day I said I want to walk for a few hours on my own in Tehran. They were taking me to leader of Pastaran, to headquarters there. I met him, some big mullahs, the minister of Irshad. And then I went, that time I didn't fast because I was traveler, too hot. I decided not to fast. I forgot even about fasting. I went to a store, I purchased some snack and eaten on the street without knowing. I see some guys yelling at me. I didn't know whether they are yelling at me or someone else. And then I see some merchants in front of the store getting out. They got some sticks, big sticks in their hand, batons in their hand. They're running after me. My gosh, now I hear them. I know some Persian because I broke the fast. They wanted to beat me. I escaped. It was a great moment, humiliation for me. I got some signs, but I didn't really think much about it. In their mind, they were following these hadiths. They were correcting me with their sticks.
But the prophets have done that.
Huh?
My point is that the prophets have done that.
Is the book that guided the Prophet Muhammad himself, is it in your hand or not? Why don't you look at the book? Why look at those fabricated books? That's the story, simple.
Just that my understanding
I know.
personality.
Yeah, you're a sister. If we accept even one hadith, it requires just one little hole. When enter from there, the mouse will enter first. They will gnaw on the hole, and then the pigs will enter. Trust me.
I want Farouk now to respond to this video.